Hello, 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 my friends. Welcome back to the Camry Premier League. Yeah, I actually went and looked up how to pronounce this. One Celt to another, I got your back. I'm defending you. League season is well and truly underway. We have a game against Carmarthen Town that I'm going to play later on today, but we're not doing terribly badly. You see the bit of a yo-yo in form, but kind of managing to stabilize out here. We're 2 wins on the bounce. However, I want to be getting into that kind of like that third, fourth spot and challenging up for that second place. Town, for fuck's them, are doing really well. Although TNS, you expect them to just run away with it later. Like the overall goal for this will be to I'm giving myself 3 years to get to the same level as TNS, to be regularly challenging them early on. But right now, Bala has the upper hand in this one. Let me show you one thing. The finances are actually really healthy in the club right now. When I took over, I didn't realize I had like 1.2 million in the bank. And I think part of where this might have come from was the sheer amount of people who left last year. And let's go back over here. Like, a lot of people left, which meant that wage budget just disappeared. And we really see that in our wage budget. We are like heavily under our spend. Like, I'm using about half our wage budget because I'm trying to operate within our means, because I don't want to be saddled down with a huge amount of debt or player wages, because I'm trying to have a reasonably robust squad, but not so much of a squad that will like hamper me and mean that I'm not able to move people on as I get better players. Let me just show you the league form first. I decided to just go straight through the Welsh Cup because I just wanted to get into the season proper. It was a 1-1 draw against Town. Very disappointed to lose this on penalties, although Ben Duggan did pretty well. The 16-year-old, 17-year-old now. This one hurt. This one really hurt. 5-1. And one of the goals in particular just really got me. I won't bother pulling it up because I'd have to go looking for it, but it's Ben Duggan, poor lad, kicks it long, reaches Town's midfield. Midfielder just like chests it down. First time volley over our back line. Striker gets onto it. First time volley into the top corner. They happen. That was 4-1. That hurt. But the new Saints, this game, like, now we lost 1-0, but as you can see, this was the beginning. This was the beginning of something, because the performance we put in that day, holy shit. Let's open this up for a second. We should have gotten destroyed. 9 shots, 6 on target, 1.91. This is against TNS, yeah. So, no sense. McManus just had a good game. Scored early, and then we were never quite able to get into the game in and of itself. But there's a lot going on here. Their defence played really well, and Scott played out of his bloody skin. But it was a game where our young lad, Ben Duggan, just came into his own. Now, 10 games, 3 clean sheets, 13 conceded, 6.8 rating. I've actually been really happy with his performance. His handling, 14 handling is coming in clutch at times, where he not only is he getting behind shots, he's stopping them and holding them. But I just want to show you, let's go into his form, let's go to that TNS game. Like you can see here against like Newton, like 9 saves, expected XG 2.5, conceded 1. TNS 5 saves, XG 1.9, conceded 1. He tends to do much better than the stats would suggest. Like, he didn't do too well there, like conceding more than the XG. But even against the Town, you can see it's the 3.2. That's what I mean, where the expected goals against, it should have been a lot closer than it was. But the 7 saves, it could have been a lot more. Was this a clean sheet for him? No. No saves in that last month in Cairnforn, or do we? No, we don't have that game today. But yeah, players that I've brought in. Let me very quickly just show you what we're working with tactics wise, because trying to get a little bit of form here. I'm going with just classic 4-4-2. Attacking full backs that'll work with our wide players, deep lying and attacking forward, kind of interchanging between a few different players, and just a robust midfield. Pass in space, high tempo. I'm not trying to overcomplicate it. Distribute to full backs. Counter press, just work it quickly, and high line of engagement, pressing, because we are one of the top, we're one of the better sides, and so we have to be putting pressure on the opposition. What's his name? Duggan. Duggan performs better than I would expect him to, and our backline is fairly solid. We catch people offside a lot, so I'm reasonably comfortable with this. I brought in this Ugandan. Not a terribly good keeper. Technically better than Duggan. Technically, but I brought him in to be our cup goalkeeper, the backup goalkeeper. Hasn't played a single game. Duggan has had everything, and like Jesus Christ, he's taken advantage of that. I brought Joe Oliver in on loan from Newcastle. Kind of surprised he came to me, to the Camry Premier League. 4 games, 6.7, not too bad. But what he does is he frees up, because Danny Holmes has been playing that right back position for us, but he frees him up to go into midfield because 6 foot, I want him, not midfield, centre defence. 6 foot, I want him in there, but he's got that versatility to be able to play out on that right kind of attacking full-backs role, and with decent crossing and dribbling, as well as having the actual stamina to get up and down on the work rate to actually go and utilise that stamina, he can pull it a shift over there. But I did want to kind of get him off of that wing because at 33 years of age, I don't want him just like burning through his stamina. I'd rather have that experience in that back line. What else we got going on here? Chris Owens. He's a defender by trade, but I'm occupying him in that midfield left position. And you know what? 4 assists in 9 games. Got a goal for himself as well. He's really been turning it on and performing quite well. I'm very happy with his return. Now, let me very quickly just bring you to, there was one player who I was quite excited to develop, but I learned very quickly that he just doesn't quite have what it takes to be able to like fully lead a line. Shane Byrne for me. He played a game for me. He played 6 games, 4 starts, 2 off the bench, scored a goal, but a 6.62. So I've sent him out on loan to, I would just call them Druids. Druids. Send them out to the Druids, were like 3 starts, one substitute appearance, 6.4. Like, he's a young striker, but what he needs are games, because like you can see the stats here. There's a poacher in the making here. He just needs game time to develop a game. So I've sent him out on loan. They're not ahead of us in the league at the moment, are they? No, they're 1 behind us. But hey, with a 12-team league, we'll see how that goes. So outside of that, our under-19s don't have a huge amount of, not future playing time. Where is it? Squads. There we go. Oh, Jesus. Where half of them gone? Reports, here we go. We've got some decent players coming through, but as you can see, a lot of them are just not ready. They're just not ready to be able to play at that top level. I do have players like Giles Ali and Mike Gary who are going to be good players moving forward. I am quite excited about Mike Gary when he eventually just like finds his form, but I'm going to need better strength to be able to utilize that 6'2" frame. Let's see who else I've brought in, because there's been I've brought in a lot of signings. I still have some players on trial. I don't know if they're actually going to make the grade. Ben Hughes, nah, probably not. There was an English goalkeeper who was technically better than Byrne. Not by, like, when you compare the stats, not by a huge amount, but Duggan has just been like playing really well when given his opportunity, and I feel like he's earned that starting position in the league for us. So I kind of want to give him that opportunity, and especially because like with that communication and handling, like why would I not give him that opportunity? So who else? Nippard was a player that I brought in. I quite like him. He's got good passing, first touch decisions. I kind of play him as a bit of kind of like a attacking minded centre midfield. Got the goal, got the assist. 7 starts. I was expecting more out of him, but he's doing reasonably well, but he kind of rotates in and out. Who else? There's nobody really like standing out to me. Ryan Harrison, was he already at the club? I bring him in? Nope, already here. Instant starter. Like, he's a rock at the back. We have him there. We brought Eric Bugarin in. Again, very similar player to Sean Byrne. Good poacher off the ball, got the agility, the acceleration, the pace. He can go forward, but he's only 5'8", and I was noticing that pace. We have a lot of pace, but what we didn't have was height. We didn't have people over 6 foot. It was a fairly small squad. That meant that it would be quite difficult to kind of like move through and break down defenses that were going to like be tight and compact. And it would also make it very difficult for if we ever had kind of like set pieces. If to make advantage of our set pieces, we needed taller players. So what I did is I brought in 2 strikers, one on loan, Prince Henry, on loan from Bristol City, 6'2", good pace, finishing and heading. He's also got great technique as well as off the ball. So he is a tall poacher that essentially plays that same role as, I never remember their names, Bulgarian. I'm just going to call him Eric. Like Henry and Eric essentially kind of play the same role, except Henry is kind of the taller option between the two if I'm needing height and strength. Ben McLean, signed him on a permanent deal, 6'1", and he's kind of going to play that linking forward role for me, like a deep lying forward for me. He's like all around that little bit more rounded a player. He doesn't excel at anything in particular, but what he does is he doesn't suck at anything. That's what I like about him. So typically how I would line this up, let me bring over here, unavailable. So Joe Oliver on that right hand side, Chris Owens over here, Luke Nippard here. Charlie Farr, I brought in on that right wing as backup, but he hasn't been doing too badly. 2 appearances, 1 goal. And what it's done is it's opened up Ben Gibbings, who is nearly the best player at the club. 3 goals, 3 assists, 10 starts. Like, what more can you want? It frees him up to be able to play a role up here. To be able to offer a more creative and speedy forward line. But I usually play him in that attacking role. So let's get Bulgarian, Ben McLean. So who do we want playing? Rhys Davis. My starting left back is a youngster, 16 years of age. He was my starting. I brought in Jordan Ayana. Now, Ayana is a right footer on that left-hand side. He typically plays best as a right back. But I like being able to play him as that left back. And him being right-footed gives me the versatility to be able to kind of change it up a little and play an inverted wing back if I need to. So that gives us that option there. And because we have Oliver playing on that right-hand side, you can get Harrington and Holmes to have a combination going there. Bring Duggan into the middle. And now we just need 1 more. So let's go last 5 games. Cole Gibbon, you had a really good game. Okay, it's Henry. You know what? We'll give it to Gibbon again. Because he did quite well. And Nippard. How are you for marking and tackling? Got that pace. Okay. One player that's ours that I'm actually quite excited for is William Stanley. Look at the potential makeup of this kid. Look at those attacking stats, as well as the composure, anticipation, decision making. Like, there's a playmaker in here. Oh God, there's a playmaker. Even the agility, like everywhere where he's weak are not attributes he needs. That's what I love about him. And I brought him out. He scored a goal for the club. Like, you see him, he came through last year's youth intake. He's 3 appearances for the club. I try to give him appearances where I can. Now, unfortunately, I play with a midfield too. And like where he would excel is in that attacking midfield role. So like maybe in the future, we might have an opportunity for us. I'm very quickly, I think I have someone that I need to register. Let me just do that quickly. There's registration. No, must not have completed that deal. Very quickly before we get into the match itself, there was one player who, Craig Kern, best player at the club. He was our star striker, but he was on insane wages, and like literally the moment I stopped recording the last episode and clicked continue once, he came into my office and said, "Zan, manager, this club's too small for me. I want to move on. And I was like, brilliant. Let's move you on. I'm happy. Let's go. And then the club had a fucking revolt. The players revolted, and I had like 6 people in my dressing room saying, shouldn't have let Curran go. Shouldn't have let Curran go. And I was like, it'd be fine. I'm going to bring in like 7 players. It's fine. Just get on the pitch and score goals. They didn't score goals. So I've had to rescue the form, because you can see that form. 2 losses, draw, a loss. I mean, not terrible when you think about it. I guess this felt worse than it actually was. But like undefeated in 4, and can we make it 5 wins? Can we make it 4 wins out of 5? And that would position us really well for kind of the halfway point in the first, the kind of like the, I guess the first third, because the way this league works is 22 games, then it splits down that middle, championship group, relegation group. Okay, so let's define our substitutes and we get into a match. So, let's get rid of unavailable players. So, Belagambi, there we go, Belagambi. Owen Taylor is another really good player. He's kind of a more defensive option, again, all-rounder. He doesn't excel in any particular role, but he does a job for us. But again, midfield too, so I'm probably going to move some of these players on. So average rating, Sam Barnes, I do want you back there. Chris Davies, I have Nippard who can play a fullback right, so that's going to be my option there. Taylor, Henry, Clark and Stanley. Clark was the player that I wanted to show you. Recently signed him just to give myself more options on that left-hand side. Pretty good. Pace. What he is, he's essentially a left-sided version of Gibbings. And while I am really happy with Owens and how he performs, because again, pace, crossing and dribbling, he's essentially the only player who can play in that left midfield role. So I needed cover. So I brought in Clark to do exactly that. So let's get stuck in and opposition instruction is fine. No, I want to play counter. Okay, so let's play match. What squad number do you want, Clark? We'll give you 38. Okay. On boys. Holmes is going to take the armband, and Duggan coming on for his 11th appearance of the season. Okay, kickoff. I have key. Yeah, I have key highlights on. So hopefully we won't embarrass ourselves. We're looking for 3 wins on the trot. 1 draw in our last 5. And we are taking on, what are you? Carmarthen. Okay. A lot of attack moving down their right hand side. Okay, Maher. Reynolds out to Kenny. Moving it in field. We don't want this. Put some pressure on them. Oh, that was almost a cracker of a goal. Oh. Gibbons doesn't look all that happy. Looks like he's... Oh, yeah, I don't like that at all. So we're going to bring on Clark. No, we can't. Fuck. Okay, so what we're doing is we're going to move to this second formation that we do. How is Alina doing? Owens. So we're going to move you down just to maintain because you're the better performing player. Taylor, come on for Gibbings. And Henry for Ayana. I didn't want to be forced into this so early, but no, you're right only, but it's just like I didn't have cover for that right hand side. McLean, you can go over here. Henry can play that deep lying forward role. Bugarin, you better served as a poacher? No, advance forward. You poacher, okay, so we'll give you that poacher role. Okay, hopefully this won't screw us over. That wasn't a good injury because again he's so important to us down that right hand side. Okay, Warlow. Dug in. Okay. Doesn't deal with a cross very effectively. Very, very weak goal to give away. Ah, dug in. I love it. The moment it comes on stream, you start doing badly. Always the case, isn't it? Okay, halftime. Not particularly happy. We've managed to hold them at their XG. Third second half. I'm going to move on to positive. Owen's on their left-hand side. Out to Henry. Well, no, doing something with it here. Gibbons. Out to Henry. Henry. Oh, what a beautiful goal by Prince Henry. I think that's his first goal for the club. Very tight, narrow angle, but he manages to bend it in and around a few bodies. Goalkeeper left stranded. Let's change the highlight cam to behind goal. And we'll see Henry. Oh, what a tight angle. Oh, bends it through players. Oh, caught a beaut. Okay. So Manson kicking it wide. Taylor to Henry. Henry all the way back to Duggan. Now, one brave option that I've decided to do. Oh, Henry, what can you do with it? Nothing, apparently. I play with two stoppers in my back line because I want them aggressively playing for the ball. And McLean. Oh, thought about my free kick there. Owen out to Nippard. Nippard out to McLean. Owens, what can you do it on the left flank? Plays it safe back to Holmes. Given. Oh, Henry. Oh, Henry. And we are up. 2-1. These are the kind of things that just happen in this league. Bad goalkeeping decisions. But you know what? Calm, composed, slots it away to give us the 2-1 lead. Important lead at this stage of the game. Swing the momentum. Shout. Praise the entire team. Node. Well done, Ovens. Oliver clears. Oh no, Evans. Oh, Jesus, excellent work by Duggan there. We're up to 4th. See what I mean? He just pulls out these incredible saves every now and then. Oh, beautiful goal. Bulgarian, 2nd goal of the season. 3-1, more comfortable, a lot comfortable. See offside? Fuck you. Look at me just whipping out my curse words very simply. I mean, it's the finish did not deserve the movement. Okay, so I'm going to make some substitutions because we got some tired legs out there. So I'm going to bring on Sam Barnes for Holmes. Ryan Clark, will we do something with you? Can you play up front? Not really. William Stanley, what do I want to do with you? Do I want to do anything with you? We'll bring on Davis for Owens. Okay, am I getting more substitutions? Oh no. Well, we brought on Barnes anyway, so that's just going to shore things up over there. So move you to cautious. And we'll now see this out. We got a 2-1 lead. Hopefully try score another one, but you know, the 3 points are more important to me than anything right now. 83rd minute. No highlights. This is the way we like it. Let's keep it going this way. Away from home. Can we get the win? Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Is his name Henri? Well, you are English. Bristol. You know what? Prince Henri. Prince Derek Henri. That's what I'm going to call him. Okay. You see, some good performances all around. And you just saw that XG just climb at the very end. Well done. That was a good win for us. So where does this bring us at the halfway point in the first stage of the season? Good tries. As we can see, 4th goal difference separating us from 3rd position. Although there's already, you can see the chasing pack. Ballatown and the New Saints have basically ran away with it already. So it'll be those conference spots that'll be up for grabs because Bala and New Saints are fighting for that Champions League spot. It'll be what happens from here. But don't forget, 1 to 6 go into their own league, and then it's anyone to play for from there, because we essentially get 10 very intensive games just between us to settle those league positions, to find out who's going to finish top, who's going to finish bottom of the top groups. So friends, I'm going to catch you in the Gibbings. How long? 2 to 4? Not too bad. That could have been terrible. Come back to you soon. Hopefully we'll get to the World Cup, and then after that I'll be able to introduce you to the Welsh Cup third round, beginning of January. We'll see what happens then. My friends, catch you next time.